After the strenuous exercise of the previous day, we planned on a day of easy driving. Having already thoroughly scrounged the area around our camp, we journeyed into the outer expanses of the mountain range. We had exhausted our desire to hike any great distance, but we were still eager to see what lay in store for us. We decided to cross over the mountainous barrier and look for interesting sights. On the way, we saw many grand things, all the while bonding. One of the key objectives of the day was to find some wildlife. Finding it was a lot easier than we thought. All you needed to do was look for 2 or more vehicles to be pulled over and voila, instant wildlife. Most people like us were content sitting in our cars or getting out and standing on the side of the road, but not everyone. Although we do not endorse his stupidity, we admired his zeal and knew we weren't alone in our search for pictures.
The lone cameraman. Being filmed by another lone cameraman, which makes neither of them a lone cameraman.
The surroundings were beautiful, and we were enjoying ourselves. But we wanted something off the beaten trail, something out of the way. After not asking for directions or looking at a map, we settled on Bear Lake, a watery expanse at the very edge of the charted roads. And so, we were off.
This is like the furthest the roads will take you into the Rocky Mountain National Park. Only thing is the parking lot is like as big as Walmart's parking lot. And they got like 8 bathrooms, 9 or 10. And they got a bus shuttle service at the very middle Rocky Mountain National Park. They actually got some nice scenery, I mean. It's just crazy. Well, everyone, here's the fabulous Bear Lake. We hiked a whole 250 feet from the parking lot. Flat ground.
Out of water, out of supplies.
I don't know what we'll do.
We were enjoying ourselves, but noticed the variety of people at the lake.
Okay, for you people on the camera, there's some nice, some kids over here. Hold on. Take note of
feed them.
Take
Don't
note.
Feed them.
Take note of that tree, and I'll tell you guys later when we're out of earshot.
These kids are in the wild. You're not supposed to feed them. Leave them alone.
Okay, so people on the camera. So there's a bunch of, I don't know, there must have been like 13 or 14 years old, and they're sitting there taking notes or whatever for school. It must have been a field trip. So one of them walks up to the tree, and it's that little tree I told you to take note of, and he shakes it, and because he leans his weight up against it, and he sort of looks at it, and then looks at it at one of the teachers, and he goes, "Miss So-and-so, is this tree supposed to shake?" And then she goes, "Yes, it's just smaller than the others." And he's like, "Oh," and so 2 others come over, and they start pushing on it and shaking it, and then he goes up to the other one, and he pushes on it, and he goes, "This one doesn't shake." "Oh, because it's bigger." And then it was hilarious.
I think they must be Canadians.
They must have been Canadians. They had weird hats on and stuff. But I
You
guess
had to be there, but since you're looking at this on camera, you almost were.
Yeah. Notice it is missing.
The hike started out quite enjoyable, and we soon were moving along. Always keeping my head, I kept after my uncle.
Oh, Jeffy! Jeffy! Where'd you go? I think I heard something.
There were several lakes, all of which were relatively close, as the crow flies. But that's as the crow flies.
We're hiked up the 70 billion steps of death. There's only half that many though. And more steps. And more steps. Gotta love these steps.
Pressing on, we made it to the next lake on the list, and were quite pleased. We continued on, excited to see more.
I'm forcing you guys to go through this with me. I know how evil of you. Rocks. More rocks. More stairs. More stinking stairs. In case you missed the steps, got a bunch more steps. And more steps. And more steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, More steps. More steps. Up the steps, Uncle Cliffy. To the top. Still, the steps. More steps. More wind. More rocks. More steps. I see water. Water. And mountains. And more water. I'm not really that thirsty.
Into the tree.
I like that. Tree. Tree made out of wood. Okay, we saw the concrete. Okay, let's get out of here. Rocks are cool. You gotta see all the stuff's coming up. You get to see them all going down. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. I don't remember going over those. Steps. Steps. We all love steps. Come on, master. Down the steps. How entirely should we get up these? I have no idea. They couldn't put like escalators or anything into the mountains. That'd just be too easy. Elevators. Little trains like in the airport. And you guys on the camera, you know I'm making you do this on purpose just because I like that. Make you watch all this. More steps. More steps.
Come all the way up.
I don't know. Blindfolded. That happened last time we went on a hike. More steps. You're not my stepping stone. Not my stepping stone. I was only gonna, take like 2-second pictures of all the steps. But I think I'll just, walk half of them while you guys are watching. And I'll sort of give y'all a rundown of where all the steps are gonna be. All the way down. And then all the way down. And look, more steps. Who would have thunk? Maybe the deranged person who created this trail. Hey look, more steps. There's a lot more steps than I remember coming up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps in that one set. And it's funny, this probably has about half as many staircases as the 11-mile hike. More steps. Whoa. You guys on camera, did you see him? He looked like Michael St. Dennis. I'm telling you.
People aren't on the camera.
People aren't sitting in the camera watching me?
No.
You mean I'm not carrying little people around?
People aren't in the camera. On the camera.
What?
Those watching you.
Steps. More steps. Gotta love the steps of doom. Steps. Hey, look, more steps. Who would have thunk? I cheated. I skipped the steps. Don't worry, there's more. It should be relatively flat now. Guess what? More steps. And by the way, for you guys on camera, y'all missed 8 steps. I counted them for you. 8 that you missed. 3 here, 4 there. Or actually 3 here, 2 there, 1 there. Here's some more hidden steps. You really should still count up steps. More steps. Take a break now. Oh, there's a chipmunk. Can you see him? Steps. Hey, look. Steps. Hey, look, here's some time for some more steps. Steps. Steps up there. Steps. Step up to the plate. What about you guys inside the camera? Because there are people inside the camera. I missed a whole lot of steps. Steps. It was horrible. I mean, there was like 6 of them. Maybe 8. I lost count after like the first 3. See you guys back at the car. I lied. I'm not going to see you guys at the car. Because there's more steps. More steps. More steps. Hey, I think we're like halfway there. More steps. And more steps. Before we turn the corner, there are the steps you guys missed. And then just keep going. Down, down, down. More steps. And so they go down and around. Yep. More steps. And more steps. Hey, look. 3 more steps. 1, 2, 3. And this is probably where the steps stop.
And then, unbelievably, the steps did end.
And we are back at the car. And as Uncle Jeffy just said, our journey ends at our journey. SL, S, X. Pretty one. Goes anywhere you goes. The Dodge Explorer. Journey, whatever. You see, abominable cameraman. Peoples, I think we got it. Moose. It's Denise. You're like a celebrity. Hello.
We had achieved exactly what we planned from the start. We saw some new things, took some great pictures, and saw a moose. Life couldn't get much better. But guess what? We still had a few more days.
Let's go to somewhere else.